So you may already know that there's a new Star Wars coming out this weekend. But who cares? We're getting a Tarantino Star Trek movie. And not only that, it's going to be R-rated. And not only that, Patrick Stewart may reprise his role as the best captain in all of Starfleet ever. There's a lot to digest, so let's break it down in today's Drunk on Writing reaction. So Tarantino has this idea, right? And he met with Abrams, he's meeting with Paramount, he's meeting with everybody who will possibly listen to him, which is a lot of people, because Tarantino, he's got some good stuff behind him. So yes, people are going to listen to him. If he says he has a great Star Trek idea, he probably does. And you know what? That's great. I love his films. I really do. Pulp Fiction, one of my top films ever. He's made some great films. He's written some great films. But does that automatically make him Star Trek's savior? Keep in mind, we've had a lot of great directors come in and work on Star Trek. Not just J.J. Abrams, even Robert Weiss back in the beginning. You want to go all the way back to the original Star Trek series. He was a fantastic director. He was a known director, and he came in and made something that, frankly, was a bit critically panned and not all that well loved by those who even saw it, myself included. So would we want a Tarantino-directed Star Trek movie? You know, after the last couple of films that he's done, I can't say for sure that I would want that. You know, some of his earlier stuff, Jackie Brown, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, fantastic, absolutely glorious. There's nothing better than them. Even, I would say, Kill Bill, Volume 1, fantastic. Kill Bill Volume 2, Hateful Eight, Django Unchained, they're okay. You know, what was the one with Brad Pitt? That one, again, just kind of okay. Very good writing, I think. But as a director, sometimes I question his decisions. Scenes go extra long. Some actors play it very much over the top. There's no sense of keeping it grounded. Not like it used to be. Of course, the big thing coming out of this whole Tarantino news is that it's going to be a rated R, and this is a requirement. Now that has me a little worried. First off, we've never had an R-rated Star Trek movie, and that's fine. We can break with tradition. I really don't care. But it's when it's a requirement for the film. What does that mean? Does that mean you're going to be dropping F-bombs left and right? Does that mean you're going to up the violence? Does that mean you're going to have Samuel L. Jackson coming in here talking about whoppers and swearing and shooting people's heads off? Or is there going to be brain matter all over the place? They're already saying the F word on Star Trek Discovery, so that's not a new frontier for him to boldly go on. There's already plenty of violence. We've seen a lot of violence. So what's left? Gratuitous nudity? You know, they did drop that one scene in the earlier Star Trek film, and it was unnecessary. It brought this attention to something that it didn't need to. But I think there are ways it could work. Just, again, look at Star Trek Discovery. It's doing a great job upping the ante without having to worry about being on network television and going just on streaming sites and being able to take full advantage of that. One of the advantages of an R rating is you probably have a lower budget. Just look at Deadpool. Deadpool pulled off magnificent numbers with a relatively low budget compared to the other X-Men movies. Could this do the exact same thing? Star Trek movies, until the newer ones, did not have the highest budget. Star Trek First Contact had a $70 million budget, adjusted for inflation. Star Trek Nemesis had an $82 million budget. So if we cut that closer to, say, Deadpool's number of 58, what does that bring us? Star Trek Generations had a $62 million budget, and we had Shatner and Picard and some really cool Nexus stuff with Whoopi Goldberg tossed into the mix for good measure. But the last bit of huge news in all this is Patrick Stewart, Jean-Luc Picard himself, saying he'll reprise his role for Tarantino. Now, so here's the question there. Does Jean-Luc Picard even exist anymore? Remember, J.J. Abrams rebooted the entire universe, reset the timeline all the way back to Captain Kirk era. That was not an alternate universe. This is not the mirror universe. This is the universe. You know, we've seen time travel in Star Trek films before. Everything that happens, happened. So Patrick Stewart's Jean-Luc Picard is gone. Can he be reborn? Sure. Will they ignore the Abrams verse? I don't know. Would it be set in the same universe, or would it be a continuation of the originals? I can't say for sure. Was it all just a fever dream? Who knows? Maybe that's just going to be, hey, the next Star Trek, the next generation. And if Patrick Stewart does come back, does that mean everybody comes back? Or is it just him? Do we focus on him? Is it going to be some kind of Logan-esque movie for Patrick Stewart for Jean-Luc Picard? Will Patrick Stewart even be in it? Who knows if that even has anything to do with Quentin Tarantino's idea. He could want to go in a completely different direction. He may want to star Ferengis. He might want to do the eugenics wars. He might want to do something we have never even seen before. He might want to do something in the far future. We don't know. There are no details yet. It's very early. But I gotta tell you, I'm excited. I am excited. A Tarantino film that's R-rated, possibly featuring Patrick Stewart, all under the Star Trek banner, which I absolutely adore. Sign me up. I'm there, 100%, day one, ready to shoot another Drunk on Writing reaction.